Good day everybody and welcome to SCP Illustrated, Entry Log 77. Today we'll be looking at Part 2 of SCP-939, SCP-914 cross-testing, the reproductive cycle, amnestic exposure, and initial contact. This is still a Keter class SCP and this video contains swearing, violence, gore, and the mutation of children. Without further ado, let's get into it. The following data release has been authorised by the following council members. Audio file recovered from the personal computer of Research Assistant Marcus Samuels. Samuels has since received a Class B amnestic and sufficient counselling.
Sometimes I wonder if we go too far, if we do too much. We gave orphans to 106, cut a guy's balls off and cooked a baby for 2845. As for 231, it doesn't need saying. Today we operated on the still alive and breathing young of 939-1. Just babies. God, they screamed and they cried. At the end of it, 2 of them were just incinerated. The rest were dismembered and put in storage. I keep hearing their cries. I see their faces. After today, I'm gonna request a memory wipe. I can't do anything like this.
Initial contact logged, SCP-939. The following is a transcript of radio traffic between the on-scene commander and subordinate fire teams of Site's Tactical Contact Security Force, designate Trapper, during the initial contact with and recovery of SCP-939. Trapper was deployed to the outskirts of on the 28th of October 1981, following the disappearance of a Foundation field agent. The agent was investigating a number of localized missing person cases, as well as the loss of contact with several law enforcement officers dispatched to investigate these cases in the area. Begin transcript.
Alright, let's get those comm checks, people. Those field masks were giving your box a hell of a time last time out.
Trapper home, Trapper 2, Trapper 3, this is 1. Radio check, over.
Lima Charlie 1.
Gotcha, 1. All stations, I have you loud and clear. Be advised, your teams are go for entry. Trapper 1, weapons tight.
Solid copy, home. 3, stand by with home. You know your job. 2, keep your team tight on my flank after we breach.
Copy 1.
1, stack up. Execute.
Alright, that water charge goes in 5. Stairs front, clear left.
Door right. Right side, clear.
Overhead's clear.
Thompson on me. Cross. Room clear.
Trapper home, Trapper 1 and 2 reporting no contact. 2, secure that passageway. Mark your territory and then follow my team down. Keep an eye out for our man, and call it when you come down. I don't want any blue on blue. Solid?
Copy 1.
Hoskins, you've got point.
Roger that, moving up.
Trapper home, this is 1. Be advised, we are moving further into the structure, down a ladder well. Over.
Solid copy, 1. Proceed, over.
Trapper home, be advised. I'm starting to smell something rotten down here, and it's pretty strong. Something's been dead for a while. Stand by. Team, halt. Home, I'm looking at some shredded clothing down here. No bodies, just the clothes, and nothing that looks like our man. There's the cop.
Jesus, man, look at that. It looks like something just took a huge bite out of that vest.
Lock it up down there, 1. Washburn, get back on track.
Copy, home. Trapper 2, watch yourselves. Something around our POS has an appetite, and it looks like it's got a pretty mean bite.
Solid 1. We're almost done up here. If our agent's here, he's down there with you guys. We'll be down as soon as we...
Who the hell is that?
1 and 2, freeze.
Show yourself.
Home, 2, I think we've got our man. Hustle up, people.
Who's there?
Home, we've reached the source of the noise. We're about to get our agent back. 2, have Doc prep the trauma bag. This guy sounds like he's in bad shape. Hoskins, do it. Home, contact! 2, get the fuck down here! Roll it, pull back!
Hoskins is down! Shit!
Roll it, on your right! 2, hurry the fuck up!
1, what the hell's going on down there? Trapper 1, sound off!
2, get the fuck down here! Hoskins is down! Hurry the fuck up!
Copy 1. Harrison, Thompson, you're coming with me. Gabardi, stay with Doc. Home, 1, be advised. 2 is en route to 1's last position.
Shit! Fuck!
1, be advised. Your radio's not broadcasting. I can hear you, but you're... Jesus Christ! 2, engage! Engage! Thompson, pick up the slack. Loading. Gun up. Guys, pull it back down the hallway. Harrison, suppress that doorway. Frag out! Gabardi, Doc, get the 60 set. We're coming up. Trapper 1's gone, and I'm dropping gas. Mask up. Gas! 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 Coming up the stairs!
They're slowing down. Get 3, Michaels.
Home, we deployed VX and need 3 down here and MOPP for cleanup. Set up decon.
Roger 2. Ready on our way.
Shit!
Whoa, nice shot, Gabardi. Home, we've got an unconscious one. We're gonna need a mobile containment unit and medical support for the candidate. I think it sucked down some VX. I'm not hearing any more movement down those stairs, Home.
Copy 2. Stand by for link up with 3. Extricate your candidate and hit decon. We're done here.
End transcript. Experiment log SCP-914, cross-testing with SCP-939. Name, Dr. Date, 1st of July 2004. Total items, 5 adult SCP-939 specimens, test cleared by O5 Command. Input, 1 adult SCP-939 specimen was placed within SCP-914 on each setting. Setting, rough. Output, a mass of bone splinters, broken teeth and scraps of translucent red tissue of various sizes. The tissue was observed to twitch spasmodically for several hours before activity ceased. Material preserved for further study. Setting, coarse. Output, subject was divided up into organised piles of tissue, including but not limited to, presumably muscle tissue, 2 piles of ground bone tissue. The significance of this division, if any, is unknown. Teeth, skin, a total of approximately 17 meters of esophageal tissue divided into numerous coils, and approximately 15 kilograms of rotting human flesh littered with splinters of bone, shreds of fabric, and a tattered laminated ID tag identifying its owner as D09355. As with the first test, SCP-939 tissue was observed to convulse for several hours before ceasing activity. SCP-939 remains preserved for further study. Human remains incinerated. Setting, 1-to-1. Output, setting, fine. Output, the same SCP-939 specimen. Respiration was noted to have halted. Test subject was immediately relocated to a reinforced concrete containment chamber and observed remotely via CCTV. Installation security forces were ordered to high alert. 24 hours passed with no signs of activity from the subject. Subject proved unresponsive to all stimuli and was pronounced dead 36 hours later. Necropsy was unable to identify a cause of death, nor any anatomical revisions attributable to SCP-914. Remains preserved for further study. Setting, very fine. Output, a heap of smouldering white ash. Reproduction of SCP-939. Document 939-0062. On September the 25th, 1992, SCP-939-1 gave birth following a gestation period of roughly 12 months. Litter SCP-939-A contained 6 specimens, numbered A1 to A6. A1, A4 and A5 were male, while A3 and A6 were female. A2 was stillborn and immediately cannibalized by SCP-939-1. SCP-939-1 made no attempts to interfere with confiscation of its offspring. Vivisection of SCP-939-A1, A3, A4 and A5 found them to be morphologically and genotypically indistinguishable from healthy human infants. The remains of SCP-939-A1 and A3 were kept preserved in Biological Material Storage Units 939026-C and 939026-D, respectively, within Bioresearch Area 12. Remains of SCP-939-A4 and A5 were incinerated. SCP-939-A6 will be transferred for observation as it matures. It will undergo monthly physical examination, supplemented with any additional measures deemed necessary. Document 939-A616. Transfer of Dr. Note: 16th of March 1997. After overhearing numerous conversations between personnel, SCP-939-A6 has come to believe its name is Keter. Given the marked positive effect of its mood, staff are advised to neither encourage nor discourage this assumption. Both its mental and physical development have remained consistent with human norms. Document 939-A633. Emergency Medical Log SCP-939-A6. Date: 9th of January 2001. At approximately 8 o'clock PM, SCP-939-A6 began acting increasingly unsettled. When questioned, it reported a sense of malaise. Breathing was observed to be rapid and shallow. SCP-939-A6 was escorted to the medical ward for further examination. Heart rate was measured to be erratic, averaging 190 beats per minute. No further anomalies were observed. SCP-939-A6 was administered and returned to containment. Probable panic attack, trigger undetermined. Date: 10th of January 2001. At approximately 4:30 AM, SCP-939-A6 reported the same symptoms accompanied by a mild headache and aversion to light. Examination returned identical results to the previous day. SCP-939-A6 instructed to rest, administered a sedative, and returned to containment. Date: 24th of January 2001. Symptoms outlined above persisted for 2 weeks before intensifying. SCP-939-A6 destroyed the lighting fixtures of its enclosure and was found to have assumed the fetal position underneath its bed at 1:40 AM. A6 staunchly resisted leaving its chamber, requiring it to be carried to Area 17's medical ward. It complained of a severe headache, intense aversion to light, hypersensitivity to auditory stimuli, intense chest and abdominal pain, and uncomfortable warmth, commenting that it hurt too much to cry. A6's core body temperature measured to be 41.2 degrees Celsius. Technicians were unable to locate a pulse. MRI indicated a reinforced concrete containment cell was immediately prepared for SCP-939-A6. The cell's lighting was dimmed and a large basin full of water provided at its request. Date: 26th of January 2001. SCP-939-A6 immersed itself in the provided water basin and remained inactive for a period of approximately 41 hours, at which point it began violently tearing at its skin. It displayed a considerable amount of distress upon realizing its skin was sloughing off, but appeared unable to stop. At 36 minutes past 10 PM, Dr. reported SCP-939-A6's head detached itself. By 40 minutes past 10 PM, it appeared morphologically identical to, albeit much smaller than, SCP-939-1. Addendum: 13th of February 2001. SCP-939-A6 has been redesignated SCP-939-101. It will be transferred to Bioresearch Area 12 for further study. SCP-939-101 is dismembered and stored in cryogenic preservation tanks 939-101-A to 939-101. Document 939101-77. Audio log 939101A13. Begin log. 16 minutes past 10 AM. 22nd of May, 2004. Access to Cryogenic Preservation Room 939101 granted to Dr. Access to CGPT 939101A granted.
Excuse me, mister? Why are we here? It's bitterly cold and we would like to go home now. We're very late for our bedtime and we're very sorry. We didn't mean it. Have you seen our pictures? We like drawing. Daddy hung them on the wall except for sometimes when the others in white coats took them away. Daddy told us not to draw pictures like those. They made him sad, so we did our best to draw other things, but sometimes we forgot. Sometimes Daddy hid the pictures or ripped them up. He told us it wasn't that he didn't like them. He said it was to keep us safe from the mean doctors in the white coats. But then the doctors took Daddy away.
Document 939A616. Transfer of Dr.
They made us get shots and told us to forget about Daddy, but we're scared of needles without Daddy around. We didn't forget Daddy. Daddy forgot us, though. We think it was the doctor's fault. Daddy wouldn't forget about us, would he? They gave us a fake Daddy and told us it was real Daddy, but we know better. The doctors made us get more shots. They kept telling us fake Daddy was real Daddy, but they couldn't fool us. We told them it was wrong to lie, just like Daddy told us, and then they stopped lying. They made us be by ourselves, but they gave us paper and pencils and paints and told us we could draw whatever we wanted, so we did. Sometimes we drew Daddy. Sometimes we drew what Daddy told us not to draw. The doctors took all our pictures. Sometimes the doctors in the white coats and the people with the big black shirts with lots of pockets and helmets that carried bent windows and what did Daddy call them? I forgot. They walked with us down the hall for our checkups. We didn't like those. Sometimes we had to lay in a dark place and be really, really still. Daddy would tell us stories. We didn't always understand them, but we liked them anyway. There were stories about places that didn't have ceilings, where up was forever and the ground wasn't white. We think it's silly. Everywhere has ceilings, doesn't it? After the doctors took Daddy away, we didn't get to hear stories anymore. Then we didn't feel good. The doctors made us get lots of checkups, and we think they got scared, so we got scared too. We had a really bad headache and the lights bothered us, and so did noises. We wanted to find lots of cool water away from the bright lights until our headache went away. They let us be in the dark and gave us lots of water, but the water made us itch all over. When we scratched, sometimes our skin came off. We were so scared. We kept asking for Daddy, but he never showed up. Eventually, we didn't have any skin left, but it was okay because we didn't need it anymore. We stopped itching after that. The light stopped bothering us so much, and the headache went away after our old head fell off. Lights still bother us, but not as much as they did. We don't see right anymore. We got so hungry. It was bad, but we ate our old skin and our old head. It tasted good, but it was still bad. We were still hungry after that and asked for food. They gave us food, even our favorites, but none of it tasted right to us. All that tasted good was one piece of meat. We asked for more of that. They locked 2 people in the dark with us. We asked them not to, but they didn't listen to us. We weren't hungry for a while after that, but we're hungry now. We're very sorry. We know lying is wrong. We didn't mean it.
End log. 37 minutes past 10. AM. Incident Report AMN C227-939. On the 30th of January 1992, a statistical rate of missing persons reports, more than 8 times the national average, was noted amongst civilians administered AMN C227 following the capture of SCP on the 28th of November 1990, 2 kilometers northwest of. Pending further investigation, use of AMN C227 was suspended. On the 31st of January 1992, field agents and were dispatched to the area to investigate. Through collaboration with local law enforcement, agents was able to secure an interview with. Approximately 7 months prior to the arrival of field agents, it was reported 3 individuals missing under suspicious circumstances. All had been previously administered AMN C227. Document 939-73. Interview 1. Interviewed. Interviewer. Agent. Forward.
This interview is being conducted by myself, Agent, in order to confirm or refute the possibility of a link between the disappearances of and reported by Mr. on the 5th of June 1991 and prior administration of AMN C227 to all 4 named individuals on the 28th of November 1990.
Begin log.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me, Mr. To begin, I'd like you to relate the events of June the 5th in as much detail as you can.
Okay, so I called some friends and we decided to go for a hike, just sort of fuck about in the woods, you know. It was a nice enough day out and we had nothing better to do. I remember nothing seemed strange until I commented on a feeling of deja vu. She gave me a funny look and said she felt it too. We all did. Must have been the only smart one. He got creeped out and went home. The rest of us were curious and decided to look into it. I mean, when have you ever heard of 5 people all feeling deja vu at the same time?
Can't say I ever have. Please continue.
It got even stranger. The feeling of familiarity, it got stronger and stronger as we neared. Yeah, a huge cave nearby. I don't think any of us had ever been inside before. We only had one flashlight, and it was dumb as hell in hindsight, but we went inside. The feeling kept getting stronger the further we went in. I know I keep calling it deja vu, but that's not the right way to put it. It was more of a general feeling of familiarity. Not like this had happened before, but something about it was just familiar, and nobody could put their finger on what. The deeper we went, the more familiar it felt, the more certain we felt we were getting closer. To what, I don't know. None of us knew, and that's why we kept going.
Did you find anything?
No. Well, I don't know. I remember saying something about it getting late, that we should turn back. I don't remember anything after that, and until I
If you need to take a moment, that's fine.
I don't remember a fucking thing until sitting on the side of the highway. It was dark outside. An officer was asking me questions, telling me to stay calm until an ambulance arrived. I was all cut up screaming about Red, begging the officer to let me go, and I had to get away.
Away from what?
The Red.
What was Red?
I don't remember.
What about your friends?
They weren't with me. They think I did it. They won't listened to me. Said I was high on something. That I was coming down off a bad acid trip. Said I kept screaming at the ambulance, flashing lights. They were going to get me. I don't remember that, but Red makes me feel uneasy now.
End log. Closing statement.
My team is ill prepared to investigate further. We'll be returning in the morning to report our findings. A minimal cover-up should be necessary depending on what's found, at least for this particular incident. To this end, I suggest Mr. be strongly implemented in his friend's disappearances. Following his conviction, he could be recruited from the prison system as clearance level 0 janitorial staff and transferred to whatever installation can use him.
Agent reported the possibility of an SCP-939 den in the area, and an eradication detail was dispatched to investigate. SCP-939 presence was confirmed within and destroyed by the 6th of February 1992. On the 20th of February 1992, Dr. was confirmed that the sensation of a familiarity reported by James was solely attributable to a hitherto undocumented effect of a second exposure to aerosoled AMNC-227 following a first exposure of an individual to ECT. This sensation appears to act as a lure in those affected by AMNC-227, drawing them towards higher concentrations, most often centering around dens of SCP-939. Addendum. 1st of March 1992. AMNC-227 aided tracking of SCP-939.
We can use this. Anyone exposed to a concentration high enough for temporary antegrade amnesia to manifest can stalk them like bloodhounds if they know how to identify their misplaced sense of familiarity for what it is. Based on Agent retracing of the route of Mr. JS and his friends followed, we know to expect an effective range of kilometers if we use this form of tracking. No, it can't find individual SCP-939, but it can guide us to their dens. I recommend we brief a number of field operatives on this plan. Any willing would then be exposed to AMNC-227 under controlled conditions and dispatched first to the locations of AMNC-227 use on civilian populations. Any errant sensation or familiarity experienced by these operatives will be taken as identification of an SCP-939 den nearby and reported as such. Eradication teams will then be dispatched to investigate, destroying these dens as they are located. After this has been accomplished, I believe the dispatch of these operatives to major population centres to facilitate their securing, coupled with standard monitoring of civilian, military, law enforcement and channels of information, is the best course of action to locate and exterminate SCP-939 in the wild.
Now, before we get to the closing part, I would like to extend my thanks to Eastside, Creepsworks, Eden, and Fallen Foundry for their input in this video. Links to all their channels can be found below. Also, I was recently in a live-action short for SCP-303, The Doorman, made by Fallen Foundry. They make live-action SCP episodes every month. Here's a little sneak peek.
Rob, you okay? You're breathing pretty heavily, Rob. What's going on, man? Are you okay? Where the hell did you be?
And that concludes part 2. I hope you've enjoyed it and be sure to like and subscribe if you did. Next will be SCP-939 versus SCP-682. Be sure to follow all the social media outlets for information on new video releases, and if you can't wait that long, then why not join the Patreon? You get early video releases, all the sketches as they are made, exclusive videos and drawings, Discord access, your name in all the videos, and so much more. And thank you to Dan M. McNeil, JT Walker, Cherryberry, SCP-106A, Rick Trexon, Mori Pasta Pizza, Steffu, Adro Figenz, Grant Lasher, Sam B, Sugarfree Shane, and Kava Maram. And big thanks to Jetboy, Digme, Mr. Fishy, SCP-105, Dr. Uyghur, and Montgomery. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.